The Adjutant General's Corps is a branch of the United States Army first established in 1775. History. The Adjutant General's Corps dates back to the formation of the American Army. Horatio Gates, a former British Army officer, is honored as the father of the Adjutant General's Corps. On 16 June 1775, the Continental Congress appointed him as the first Adjutant General to George Washington with the commission of a Brigadier General. Historically, he was the second officer to receive a commission in the Continental Army, preceded only by George Washington. With that appointment, the second oldest existing branch of the Army was born. General Gates' primary duty was to serve as key advisor and principal assistant to General Washington. Through his skill and ability, he organized the state militias into what became the Continental Army. Horatio Gates proved himself an able assistant as well as a competent field commander. Under his leadership, the Continental Army won the Battle of Saratoga, considered by many to be the turning point of the Revolutionary War. Following this important strategic victory over the British, the Continental Congress awarded what was then our nation's highest honor, the Congressional Gold Medal. The use of the Horatio Gates bronze and gold medals, which recognize superior achievement and service to the regiment, dates from this important event. Adjutant General Corps officers served in the War of 1812. Two men in particular who served as the Adjutant General during this period rose to prominence. General Alexander Macomb gained fame by repulsing the British in the Battle of Plattsburgh, and later becoming the commanding general of the army. Zebulon Pike, the famous explorer, died in battle while leading the attack on York, Canada. With the appointment of Brevet Brigadier General Roger Jones in 1825, the office grew in importance. During his tenure, General Jones molded the office of the Adjutant General into the Central Bureau of the War Department. Adjutants General became the only officers invested with the authority to speak and sign official correspondence for the commander. Recognizing this, the Army began appointing West Point graduates almost exclusively as Adjutants General from 1839 through the early 1900s. The first two graduates so appointed, Samuel Cooper and Lorenzo Thomas, served with distinction as Adjutants General during the Civil War. Cooper served the Confederacy, while Thomas served the Union. In 1861, two Assistant Adjutants General, Major McDowell and Captain Franklin, drew up the plans to organize the more than 500,000 men who volunteered to fight for the Union. Their efforts, and others like them on both sides, built the massive armies of our Civil War years. Following the Civil War, Brigadier General Edward Townsend took on the mission of compiling all the records of the war, both North and South. The Adjutant General's Department's War of the Rebellion official records became an invaluable contribution to American military history. The department also discharged more than 800,000 men and enlisted 36,000 new recruits for the post-Civil War regular army. On the 14th of December 1872, the Adjutant General's Department adopted the old topographic engineer shield as its own branch insignia. The shield symbolized the Adjutant General's role of speaking for the commander. 13 embossed stars replaced the T.E. on the upper shield, creating the crest worn by all Adjutant General's Corps officers of today. By the onset of the Spanish-American War in 1898, the Adjutant General's office had evolved as the central coordinating bureau in the Army. Major General William H. Carter, under the direction of visionary Secretary of War Elihu Root, continued our modernization efforts by implementing the General Staff concept based upon European models. The Adjutant General's Department and the newly organized General Staff evolved over the years as some functions were transferred and others modified. Several functions, formerly part of the Adjutant General's office, now evolved into independent staff agencies after World War I. The Inspector General, the Provost Marshal, the Assistant Chief for Intelligence, and the Chief of Military History all owe the beginnings to the Adjutant's General Office. During World War II, more than 15,000 officers, soldiers, and civilians served in the office of the Adjutant General. By the end of the war, the Adjutant General's Corps processed more than 6 million soldiers back into civilian life, in what has been described as one of the most successful administrative tasks ever carried out. The AG Corps processed nearly 1/2 million discharges a month in accomplishing this difficult mission. Since World War II, the Adjutant General's Corps has been combat-tested on several far-flung battlefields such as Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, Panama, and, most recently, in the Persian Gulf War. AG soldiers mobilized 139,207 reserve component soldiers, recalled 1,386 retirees to active duty, deployed 1,600 Army civilians to Southwest Asia, processed over 10,000 individual and unit replacements, and delivered more than 27,000 tons of mail to deployed Army forces. Organization. Branch insignia, a silver metal and enamel shield 1 inch in height on which are 13 vertical stripes, 7 silver and 6 red, on a blue chief, 1 large and 12 small silver stars. The basic design, the shield from the coat of arms of the United States, was adopted in 1872 as a solid shield of silver, bearing 13 stars. In 1924, this design was authorized to be made in gold metal with the colors red, white, and blue in enamel. In December 1964, the insignia was changed to silver base metal with silver stars and silver and red enamel stripes. Branch plaque. The plaque design has the branch insignia in proper colors on a white background and the branch designation in silver letters. The rim is gold. Regimental insignia, a silver color metal and enamel device 1 1/8 inches in height, consisting of a shield blazoned, azure within a border gules, and an escutcheon pally of 13 argent and gules. On a chief azure a mullet argent between a pattern of 12 of the like, and enclosed in base by 2 laurel branches or, attached above the shield, a silver scroll inscribed with the numerals 1775 in red, and attached below the shield a silver tripartite scroll, inscribed Defend and Serve in dark blue. The regimental insignia was approved on the 23rd of December 1986. Regimental coat of arms. The coat of arms appears on the breast of a displayed eagle on the regimental flag. The coat of arms is azure within a bordure argent and gules, and an escutcheon pally of 13 argent and gules, on a chief azure mullet argent between a pattern of 12 of the like, all within a bordure argent and enclosed in base by 2 laurel leaves or, displayed above the eagle's head is the crest symbolism of regimental insignia. Dark blue and scarlet are branch colors of the Adjutant General's Corps. The inner white border signifies unity and the good conscience of those who have done their duty. The inner red, white and blue shield is the insignia of the Adjutant General's Corps, and the gold laurel wreath around its base stands for excellence in accomplishing the mission. The 1775 in the crest is the year the Adjutant General's Corps was created. The color red symbolizes valor and a bloodshed in our war for independence. Branch colors. Dark blue piped with scarlet, dark blue 65,012 cloth, 67,126 yarn, PMS 539. Scarlet 65,006 cloth, 67,111 yarn, PMS 200. The pompons on the Adjutant General's caps were topped with white in 1851. The facings were listed in the specification for the Adjutant General's uniform in September 1915 as dark blue. In Circular Number 70 dated 28 October 1936, the Adjutant General's Corps and the National Guard Bureau exchanged colors, and the present colors were established for the Adjutant General's Corps. The blue used in the branch insignia is ultramarine blue rather than the branch color. Birthday: the 16th of June 1775. The post of Adjutant General was established the 16th of June 1775, and has been continuously in operation since that time. The Adjutant General's Department by that name was established by the Act of 3 March 1813 and was redesignated the Adjutant General's Corps in 1950. Current configuration: the United States Army Adjutant General School is currently at Fort Jackson.